I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher 33. Today, I'm just going to give you an energy update. See, back in 2020, has that been 3 years ago, I was getting downloads from other dimensions, and the world was in a crazy transitional time. Massive shakeups of the world, massive revelations meaning the revealing, meaning that what was once hidden is now in plain sight. And many people were starting to wake up and see how power structures actually work in this world. And many people were outraged and horrified and disgusted with it, as they should be, me included. But what I've found is there's been constant bombardment with chaos. Chaos in the media in particular. Chaos in trending topics. Chaos in current events. And though it's important to be aware what trending topics and current events are, I found all this exhausting. I found the polarization between people increasing. And my belief is when people are extremely polarized, they're very easy to control and to manipulate. And back in 2020 and 2021, even 2022, I had my tinfoil hat on, and I was diving down the rabbit holes of trying to figure out what was going on, taking the information I got from a download of extraterrestrial or non-human intelligence that I had contact with, saying that the power structures of the world are controlled by an anti-human, non-human force. And I went down just digging and understanding what that was. And I feel I've got a basic understanding of what that is. And it's playing out with this chaos that people were getting wrapped up in, picking a side. And what this does is it takes our power out of us and puts it out there. It puts it on what these systems of power want me to focus on, and externalizes all of our meaning, all of our power, all of the purpose in our existence to these dramas that are playing out in the world right now. And what this does, in addition to polarizing people and inciting anger and fear, it incites a feeling of helplessness. A feeling of helplessness and insignificance, which is the intention. So I felt exhausted by it all, and though my BitChute channel in particular is devoted to these rabbit holes, I haven't been called to go down on these deep rabbit holes. Most of my calling has been understanding my own soul, understanding consciousness, how it works, how my consciousness works. What are my triggers? How am I being controlled and manipulated? How am I holding myself back? How am I resisting a greater potential within me? Those have been the questions I've been asking. I've been asking questions about love. What is love? How does love want to move through me? Different types of love. The agape, the godly love, the unconditional love, as well as romantic love, eros. Exploring that recently. And feeling the intoxicating power, mesmerizing power of eros, which is like a drug. And it's not always good sometimes, because it's uncentering. If you want to stay in control of yourself, when you get in the space, you feel like you're not in control. And again, I've just been exploring all these different layers and colors of consciousness. Because my intention is to live and live as and be a free man. And we're only free when we're aware of our unconscious drivers, and we make conscious action to transform these unconscious drivers that are limiting us, that are holding us back, so we start to show up as something different. And regardless of what's going on in the world, regardless of Agenda 2030, regardless of all the chaos, if you work on yourself and you work on observing yourself and you work on what you actually can control, which is choosing different behaviors, choosing where you want to put your energy and attention, then you're going to show up differently. And like the work of Gurdjieff says, you can't change the world, you can't change other people, but you can change yourself, and as you change yourself, you change your relationship to the world, and you change your relationship with others, and therefore you have influence on the play of events that are beyond you. And again, as Neville Goddard says, everything's, some believe, is us projected out. I should say, as Neville Goddard says, everything out there is us projected out. So what we're triggered by, what is that a calling for us to look inside and heal? Because I truly have found that is my calling recently, is to look inside. And then as I look inside, then different events in my immediate life project out, and I see a change. I see shifts and transformations. And when I start to get stuck again, when I start to see old fears and old patterns come up, and I go back in and say, what do I need to heal? What do I need to look at? What do I need to shed some light on? This is the shadow work. Again, this is what my channel, my YouTube channel, my BitChute channel, they're ultimately about, is shedding light on the shadow so that our true potential can shine through unhindered. So with that being said, I'm going to end this transmission. Be strong, be well, my friends, and I'll see you on the other side.